Hey, Revenge Squad! Welcome back to the channel where cheaters get crushed and justice hits like a freight train. It's your host, and today we're diving into a betrayal so twisted it'll make your head spin. Imagine a woman grieving her sister's death, trusting her fiancé to be her rock, only to catch him cheating with her own brother. But she doesn't crumble. She frames him for theft, sends him to jail, and vanishes like a phantom. Stick around for the moment he realizes she's gone for good. It's absolute chaos. Meet Emily, a 28-year-old nurse from Seattle whose world shattered in the summer of 2023. Her older sister, Claire, her best friend and guiding light, died in a heartbreaking car accident. Claire was 32, an artist with a laugh that could warm the coldest room. Losing her left Emily lost in a haze of grief, struggling to get through her hospital shifts. The one person she turned to was her fiancé, Mark, a 30-year-old tech consultant she'd been with for 5 years. They met in 2018 at a cozy coffee shop, bonding over their love of hiking and dreams of a shared future. In 2022, Mark proposed on a cliff overlooking Puget Sound, promising to be her forever. He was charming, ambitious, always dropping off coffee during her late-night shifts. Emily thought he was her anchor, the one constant in a life that felt like it was falling apart. But Mark was hiding a secret so disgusting it's hard to stomach. While Emily mourned, he was cheating, not with just anyone, but with her younger brother Ryan, a 25-year-old barista with a laid-back charm. Ryan was Emily's little shadow growing up, the sibling she'd drag to concerts, bail out of trouble, and laugh with over late-night pizza. The thought of Ryan and Mark together was unimaginable, a betrayal that cut deeper than anything she'd ever felt. But the truth was about to come crashing down. It started with small signs. Mark was glued to his phone, claiming it was client emails. Ryan started skipping family dinners, muttering excuses about being swamped. Emily, consumed by grief, didn't piece it together. But one rainy October night in 2023, everything changed. Mark was in the shower and his phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. Emily, needing to check a delivery time, picked it up. The screen glowed with a text from Ryan. "Last night was unreal. Can't wait for tomorrow." Her heart sank. Hands trembling, she swiped and found a thread of messages stretching back months. Flirty texts, heart emojis, photos of them together, at a dive bar, in Mark's office, even in their apartment when Emily was pulling double shifts. One message from Mark read, "She's too sad to notice. We're safe." Emily felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. Her fiancé and her brother, her two closest people, had been sneaking around, mocking her pain. Emily collapsed onto the kitchen floor, tears streaming down her face, the phone still clutched in her hand. She could have stormed into the bathroom, screamed at Mark, or called Ryan and torn him apart. But something inside her shifted. She wasn't going to let them win. She wasn't going to be the broken girl they laughed at. Wiping her eyes, she took screenshots of every incriminating text, every photo, and started plotting. Mark and Ryan thought they'd gotten away with it. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Emily knew a confrontation would just lead to denials and excuses. She wanted Mark to pay, not just with a broken heart, but with everything he valued. Mark was obsessed with his image. The rising tech star with a corner office, a spotless record, and a flashy lifestyle. He bragged about his $10,000 watch collection, Rolexes, Omegas, the works, like it was his identity. Emily saw her chance to destroy that facade. If she could ruin his reputation, cost him his job, and take away his freedom, she'd hit him where it hurt most. But she had to be careful, precise, like a surgeon. This wasn't about rage, it was about revenge. Her first move was subtle but vicious. Mark's office was a pressure cooker, full of coworkers vying for his spot. Emily knew one guy, Tom, who Mark constantly badmouthed, calling him lazy and bitter. Perfect target. One night, while Mark was out working late, sure, Emily slipped into his closet and grabbed his favorite Rolex, a $5,000 piece he wore to impress clients. She drove to his office after hours, using a spare key card she'd borrowed from his wallet. Sneaking into Tom's cubicle, she hid the watch in his desk drawer, tucked under a stack of papers. The next morning, she sent an anonymous email to the office manager. "Check Tom's desk, stolen property." By noon, the office was in an uproar. Tom was called in, the watch was found, and he swore he'd never seen it. Panicking, Tom pointed at Mark, saying he'd noticed Mark acting shady around the office. The manager opened an investigation, and suddenly Mark was under scrutiny. Emily wasn't done. A stolen watch would sting, but it wouldn't break him. She needed to escalate. Mark's laptop was his lifeline. Client contracts, presentations, his entire career lived on that machine. He was sloppy, using the same password they'd shared for Netflix. Hike 2020. Big mistake. Late one night, while Mark slept, Emily logged in and got creative. She crafted a fake email chain, making it look like Mark was funneling company funds to a shady offshore account. The emails were vague but damning. Phrases like, move the budget quietly and keep it off the books. She forwarded them to a burner email, then sent another anonymous tip to HR. Check Mark's laptop. He's stealing from the company. By Friday, HR hauled Mark into a meeting. His face drained of color as they grilled him about suspicious transactions. He stammered, denied it all, but the emails looked real. He was suspended without pay, his career teetering on the edge. But Emily wanted more than a suspension. She wanted Mark to lose his freedom. Mark had a side hustle selling vintage tech gear online. Old MacBooks, gaming consoles, that kind of thing. Emily saw her opening. She took his latest listing, a $2,000 gaming laptop, and sold it to a friend who ran a pawn shop. The catch? She told her friend to report it as stolen. Emily left the laptop in Mark's car, along with a fake pawn shop receipt in his name, dated the day before. Using a prepaid phone, she tipped off the Seattle PD. Check Mark Thompson's car. Stolen goods. The police searched his car, found the laptop, and arrested Mark for theft. He was booked. His bail set at $5,000. Emily watched from a distance, her pulse racing with a mix of fear and satisfaction. While Mark sat in a cell, Emily planned her final move. She wasn't going to stick around for his trial, his lies, or Ryan's pathetic apologies. She was done with Seattle, done with the memories of Claire, Mark, and Ryan. Over 2 weeks, she sold her car, packed a single suitcase, and rented a studio apartment in New York City, 3,000 miles away. She secured a new nursing job at a Manhattan hospital, ready to start over. The night before she left, she sat in her empty apartment, staring at the life she was leaving behind. Mark's texts, Ryan's calls, she'd blocked them all. She mailed one last thing. A single photo of Mark and Ryan, pulled from those incriminating texts, sent to their parents with no note. Let them deal with the fallout. Emily boarded her flight on November 15, 2023, and never looked back. Mark got out on bail, only to find her gone. He called her phone, disconnected. He texted her friends, no replies. He showed up at her hospital, but she'd quit weeks ago. Her Instagram, her Facebook, her LinkedIn, erased. Mark was alone, facing a theft charge, his job gone, his family in shambles after Ryan's confession. Emily, meanwhile, was rebuilding in New York. She dyed her hair auburn, joined a book club, and started hiking again in the Catskills. She was free, while Mark was trapped in the ruins of his own betrayal. Let's zoom in on that moment Mark realized she was gone. Picture him, fresh out of jail, bail paid by his last loyal friend. He walks into their old apartment, expecting Emily to be there, maybe ready to talk. It's empty. No furniture, no photos, no trace of their life together. Just a single post-it note on the fridge. You broke my heart. I broke your life. He reads it over and over, his hands shaking. He calls her name, but the echo's all he gets. He checks his phone. Nothing. He runs to her job, her favorite cafe, even her old hiking trail. She's gone. Vanished. And in that moment, Mark knows he didn't just lose Emily. He lost everything. Emily's new life in New York is the opposite. She's not hiding. She's thriving. Her auburn hair catches the sunlight as she walks through Central Park. Her new friends, nurses and artists, fill her apartment with laughter. Her job at the hospital is demanding, but she's excelling, already in line for a head nurse role. She's even started painting, something Claire always urged her to try. Every brushstroke is a step away from Mark, from Ryan, from the pain. She doesn't need them anymore. She's enough. That post-it note keeps coming back to me. You broke my heart. I broke your life. 7 words that hit harder than any scream, any fight. It's Emily's declaration of independence, her middle finger to the men who betrayed her. It's a reminder, never underestimate a woman scorned. Emily didn't just get even, she got ahead. She's proof that revenge isn't just about destruction, it's about rebuilding, stronger than ever. Mark's life now is a shadow of what it was. No corner office, no flashy watches, no adoring fiancé. He's crashing on a friend's couch, refreshing X for a sign of Emily, but she's long gone. His trial's coming, and the evidence laptop, receipt, emails is airtight. His lawyer's scrambling, but the truth is, Mark's guilty of one thing underestimating Emily. Ryan's no better, disowned by their parents, working odd jobs after losing his barista gig. The family dinners, the holidays, they're gone, replaced by silence. Emily's story is a warning to every cheater out there. You might think you're clever, sneaking around, lying to the people who love you. But there's always someone like Emily, watching, planning, ready to turn your world upside down. She didn't need a weapon or a fist fight. She used her brain, her patience, and a few well-placed moves to dismantle Mark's life. And she did it all while grieving, while working 12-hour shifts, while carrying the weight of her sister's death. Claire, Emily's sister, deserves a moment here. She was Emily's North Star, the one who'd call her out, make her laugh, push her to be better. Losing Claire was like losing half her heart. Mark and Ryan didn't just betray Emily, they betrayed Claire's memory. Every time they snuck around, they disrespected the family Claire held together. Emily's revenge wasn't just for her, it was for Claire, for the sister who'd never let this slide. That's what makes this story so powerful. It's not just about a broken engagement, it's about a broken family and one woman's fight to reclaim her dignity. Emily's genius is in the details. The watch in Tom's desk was a masterstroke, sparking chaos without her fingerprints. The fake emails were a gut punch, hitting Mark's career where it hurt. The stolen laptop was checkmate, landing him in cuffs. And ghosting to New York? That's the cherry on top. Mark thought he could play her, but she played him like a grandmaster. Ryan, the brother who should have had her back, is collateral damage, living with the guilt of tearing his family apart. I can't stop thinking about that apartment scene. Mark, out on bail, walking in, expecting a fight, maybe a chance to explain. Instead, it's empty. No sign of Emily, no hint of where she went. Just that post-it note, staring at him like a judge. You broke my heart. I broke your life. He screams, throws his phone, punches the wall. He posts desperate apologies on X, begging Emily to come back, but she's invisible. A ghost who outsmarted him at every turn. His coworkers shun him, his clients are gone, and his precious watches? Sold off to pay legal fees. Emily's not looking back. In New York, she's building something new. Her apartment's small but cozy, with a view of the Hudson. She's painting, hiking, laughing again. Her new job's tough, but she's killing it, earning respect from colleagues who don't know her past. She's even started dating, a kind doctor who sees her strength. Every now and then, she checks X from a burner account, watching Mark's posts spiral into obscurity. She doesn't gloat. She doesn't need to. She won. This story hits hard because betrayal is universal. We've all felt that sting. Someone you trust turning on you. Emily's story isn't just about revenge. It's about taking back control. She didn't let Mark and Ryan define her. She didn't let grief define her. She chose to fight, to win, to live. And that post-it note? It's the mic drop of the century, a symbol of her power, her freedom, her victory. So, Revenge Squad, Emily's story is your reminder. Cheaters don't get the last word, you do. Hang that $149 wall art prize in your space as a symbol of your own strength, just like Emily reclaimed hers. Subscribe, share this video, and let's get it to 1 million views. See you in the next one where another cheater gets what's coming. Peace out.